Hello, everybody. Welcome
What's up?
again. It's John, Kenny, fuck him, and Sam,
Redneck
as
Sam.
usual. Yeah, Redneck Sam, and
Redneck
our
Sam
special
back
guest
in the
today.
studio.
Do you like Steve or Steven?
Don't matter to me.
Stephen Morris.
Actually, it's stove. I'm an appliance.
Ow.
Stove Morris.
Is that like
Watch
a
out, he
past
gets
tense?
hot.
Steve?
So
No,
what's-
I think it's from like Bridesmaids or something.
What's some projects that you're in? Unless you live in the project.
Currently, I am in Came
Eerie.
Out Swinging, and I was in Spineless Heartless, Dead Legends. I've been all over the road, and I'm also the main front of house engineer for Xeon Live Entertainment.
Oh, it's
Bang, bang.
Xeon. I thought it was Xenon.
Nope, Xeon.
Xeon.
Wow.
Xeon Live.
Isn't
Yeah.
Xenon a printer?
Things you
That's-
learn.
That's what I get
Or
for following your
scanner?
dumbass.
I don't know.
Say Xenon too.
Make sure you like the Xenon
Shit.
Entertainment page. As
Hold
a guy.
on.
Just fucking
We started too soon. I didn't grab a beer. Hold
Go
on.
get a beer.
I was
my
gonna say I
gosh.
could definitely use another one.
Yeah. So
So,
how do you?
well,
So Steven here, Stefan. He likes to
Steve.
play the bass. You're a bass
Stefan.
player. Anything else you play, sir?
I do guitar as well. I dabble on vocals, and yeah, I don't touch drums to save my life because I'm about the whitest dude when it comes to groove behind the kit.
what's that supposed to mean? Already
hey,
taking a tangent.
You know, it's
Here we go.
2017. Take it as you want. Oh, you know what, dude? Quick shout out to Three Floyds for
Yeah, they're good stuff,
supplying
man.
awesome beer. Oh
Oh,
my
they're
god,
good stuff. No, yeah, and it's good because we're drinking it. It's delicious. Which
Fuck
one is this?
yeah.
Gumball Head. We're not affiliated with them. That was the one podcast we had not affiliated with us.
We are not affiliated with.
But no, it's good stuff.
Gumball.
Goddamn, do we appreciate it?
So recently we were talking about our cool little project stuff we've been working on, and how we work on shit like drums and well, actually no, let's start with drums when we're recording it. So
There we go.
sometimes, unlike Kenny, we don't have to do too much with Kenny, but other
No,
bands
yeah,
like
you're
Steve's
right.
bands.
We just grab a keyboard and replace
Yeah,
everything.
What's it like to? You were just telling us a story about your drummer and him not being so happy that he found out that you replaced some stuff.
Yeah, my drummer Brandon King. He
Damn.
Which
he's-
band is this one?
this is Came Out Swinging.
Okay.
He's very primitive when it comes to drumming. Like, he literally just kind of sits down, he gets in the pocket, and he grooves. He didn't realize that in a professional, studio situation that, things get nudged electronically, samples may get moved or anything like that. And he was getting pretty butthurt when things, weren't going his way and going smooth, or quote unquote the analog way. So it was a very.
How old is this guy?
He is 19.
I was like, you don't even know what analog is, sir. I was like, but no, there's nothing wrong with digital. But continue.
Yeah, not at all. But we showed him and everything that what Beat Detective does when we were working with Sam Henderson of ABG Studios and everything on our new album and everything. We were showing him exactly what Beat Detective does, fix any kind of minor mistakes, and basically that it's used on pretty much 98% of the records that's out there, minus the little indie stuff you find in the middle of Nashville on the streets for $3.
Damn.
Now Sam to chime in
See.
about the industry.
No,
Actually,
I wasn't
the
actually.
demographic.
I wasn't gonna say shit about the industry. There's another fucking place we ain't gonna be able to play now because they keep talking shit about Southerners in every podcast.
I love
Talking
it.
You see
shit
where his
about
accent came in?
Nashville.
That accent came in
Now,
quick.
I don't want to piss off Nashville because Nashville is one
Dude,
of the biggest
dude,
fucking musical
Nashville's
centers in the
freaking
area.
awesome. One of our buddies is actually moving down there now.
Honestly,
Oh.
man, if you need hookups in Nashville, Scar Seal and Time, they're from Austin, Texas and everything. They book down south and stuff like that all the time. I got you, homie.
Hey man, look, $20 is $20.
Amen.
You find us what we need.
Dude, room and board is a room and board. Like that's
Yeah, you're
we will
right.
play for food. Most bands will, but like
but Back
go.
to your drummer. I mean, a lot of people don't realize this isn't the 50s anymore. They're so used to hearing super produced, well, professional crafted music that's been edited to shit. Like that's what we're used to hearing now. So for a musician to think that that's just how you get these beautiful, perfectly timed, tuned, phased everything albums, it's
no.
it's a little rough. It's like what?
That's an amazing part too about like Elvis and shit like that. They did that in one fucking take, or like old Iron Maiden and Ozzy, and I'm like, oh my god, I make so many goddamn mistakes that I'd be like, oh, hold on, hold
Sorry,
on,
start from the top.
start over again. I didn't like that take. It's, you can't start over. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, Ozzy, but I'm going to play my part again, and we'll go from there. All right, cool.
Is that?
That's
yeah.
how Imagines conversations.
Is
Do you-
is
do
there,
Do you want me to play guitar solo? Oh, it's solo the millions. Stars. You're like, okay,
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna take
yeah.
it.
I'm gonna do some medleys here. All right, cool.
I don't think that's accurate.
That's how the conversations went, probably. I love Ozzy. It's gonna be sad. How old is that dude now? Old.
No
That's a good
idea.
question.
And he's still killing it, man.
All I know is, man, when he's gone, the world's gonna be cloudy for a week, man.
Oh, dude,
Straight
yeah.
leak.
And then just shout out to the late great Dimebag Darrell. Sunday was Dime Day. If no one else knew that, most metal dudes. It was a good Sunday. There was a lot of good music on.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Dime Day, son.
He said most metalheads. I don't know.
Sam's not a metal.
Wow.
I was like, wow, the one time that we give Sam credit and he ruins it.
Oh man.
I have said from day one I am not
You took
a
that away
metalhead.
from yourself.
I like metal now, but I did not come.
See,
into
none
this
of you can
band.
see this right now, but he's also wearing a Titleist hat, so
Yeah,
you
every
wouldn't
time he
expect him
wears
to
it,
be a
I'm like,
metalhead
what?
whatsoever.
At all.
And his like,
It's the beard, man. It's the scraggly redneck beard that helps.
his Titleist and his
Barely.
was it
It's
Reebok?
it's even like shaped like a metal horn.
Dude, Reebok grandpa shoes, dude. That's metal. Are those Reeboks?
No, those are shit I wear at work.
What are they though?
They're fucking $5 for
Those are
Walmart.
Reeboks.
What brand are they? Those are Reeboks.
Those are
aren't they?
Reeboks.
Maybe.
Those
Have
are
you-
Reeboks.
Do you not watch any metal
They're
band? Most
probably-
of them
they're
have not the
probably
best
fucking-
shoes.
Okay, let's
They're
get this
fake
out the
box.
way.
They're
You're
fake
white.
box.
You're going to own at least one pair of Reeboks in your life. Just admit it.
I own a pair of khakis and Reeboks.
No. My favorite artist is Eminem. I wear Pumas.
Pumas and track jackets, son. Hey, we are Slovak, so I guarantee you own a track jacket somewhere.
Oh, my God.
Squat and slot.
I do
son.
not own a track jacket.
What?
Yes, you do.
No,
Lies.
the only track jacket I ever owned was the army one, because that shit was just issued to us. It's ugly as all hell.
Do you have any issues?
Fun fact, when
Lots.
hardcore kids are having sex, the only thing you can hear are their windbreakers rubbing together.
Oh, my labre. Oh, no.
The room smells like musty sriracha.
Yeah, sriracha. Yeah, what's with that? Like, hardcore and stuff like that used to be super, like, underground, and then now it's just like, oh, you don't have a
Windbreakers and
beard?
Toms and slip-on Vans.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's a very diverse community. Let me tell you.
Not hating on
Working with
but
the
it's weird.
amount of like hardcore and post-hardcore bands, like they're some of the nicest people in the world. Just their style and just get up and everything, I don't understand it. Granted, I'm a pop punk kid. I got no room to talk. I don't know. It's just very, very interesting. Like it's two totally different sides of the world, though. When they're on stage, fucking run. But when they're loading out and everything, some of the nicest people I've ever met.
It's like even like metal dudes. Like you can even well, look, if you look at Lamb of God, you're like, what the fuck?
Look at
Oh, talk
Ghost.
to me. That's I'm not gonna get into Ghost, but I like Ghost.
They
But
scare me. They legitimately scare
their
me.
singer fucked over the whole
yes, they
band.
did.
We're not gonna talk about that. Oh, Behemoth Nagel. He is probably one of the coolest dude. Behemoth is a Polish. I guess they're death metal. Like they're satanic. But when you watch his interviews, he's like, hi, how you doing? He's like super super nice. And I was like, you never judge a book by its cover with some of those bands.
Hello, read this book. Convert.
Yeah, do you like
Slice
the devil?
your arm.
I like the devil. But then I've met some like pop bands, like legitimate pop bands, and whatever. What is it? The one that rhymes with "I Set to Kill."
He's really trying to think of
Oh.
a pop band name.
No,
He
they,
can't do it.
no, not a pop band. I'm trying to think of
I
the band.
really
we-
listen to pop. There's that one.
No, I don't listen to
that
pop.
one band. They're
It's
called
Pop.
Pop.
it's the band we played with that you weren't
P.O.P..
with us. Was it? Was it "I Set to Kill"?
Yeah, it was.
I don't even
Set
fucking
No,
care
I
if you
think it was
guys
Set
like
to Stun.
Set to Stun. Is
I
it Killer
Set to
Stun?
Stun.
That's
They
more
were on
your
the same.
genre.
That was the same
Set
day.
to Stun was the band you guys played with.
Yeah.
I Set to Kill is totally different band.
Okay,
We
Stun.
played
Stun.
with both. I'm
Wait,
wondering about
were
what
those
time
the-
you're talking about.
Were those
Set,
the
Set
ones?
to Stun were the dudes that trashed my shit.
Those
Oh no.
assholes.
Okay, those were assholes.
Yes.
But then there was another one, Set to Kill with the two chicks.
that's
Yes.
I Set to Kill.
They weren't
Yes.
very
Yes.
nice.
No.
No. Butcher Babies, super nice.
Mm.
I Set to Kill, or Stun. I wanted to fight one of those fuckers. I don't get you.
I Set to
What's
Stun.
okay? Here's this shit.
Raw and
What's
Entertainment.
with all these fucking bands like in that same kind of genre with the same goddamn name? They're like I Set to Kill, I Set to Stun eyes. Open your eyes, close your eyes, shut my eyes, ow my eyes.
Eyes.
Alicia.
Stop.
Oh,
Elysium.
we're not gonna go into that one.
No, you want to go down that
Yeah,
road?
you brought that up.
Alelili.
We're gonna use the same name but change letters in it. Instead of a EI, it's IE, and we're a different band. No, you're pretty much the same. Why does your dude look like the chick that looks like the dude that looks like the chick? I'm confused. Are you the same band?
You know what's really funny? I actually worked with those dudes at Star Bar one time, and I
Which
completely.
one?
I worked with the like metalcore, Alethea, whatever.
Which one? I don't. Is it the one that's okay?
See,
Which one
which
is
one?
it?
One.
Like,
it's the one that Mike
I-
and Katie are
like,
not
yeah.
in.
Okay.
that
Because I
one.
had
Yeah,
nothing
that one.
against. I, have no hate
I
against
work with
Katie.
those guys. I was talking to the vocalist, and I had my 8x10 with me, and I'm really good friends with Katie Contour of the other Alethea, however you say it. I know Mike's gonna kick my ass for saying it wrong.
Yep.
Katie's gonna be like, "Well, are you
Same.
talking about this? You know
Yeah,
why?
Why
Why
you
not?
talking shit, man?
You know why they're not? Because no one listens to this podcast. So
But anyway, like I was talking to the singer of the not Alethea that we are used to, and I was like, hey, let your bass player know I've got my 8x10, with me so she can use it. He's like, what are you talking about, she? And I looked at my sheet, and I'm like, you're like Alethea, right? They're like, yeah, but we're the real one. And just walked
Damn.
away. Like,
Damn. So
No, there's
You know
major
there's
beef
another
between
one
those
out
bands.
there.
To me, they are both bands are really good though.
no, they're both good,
if
but
if
they
you
look
have the
exact-
opportunity, please go see them.
Oh, they're good, but they look exactly the same.
nuts.
Like,
No.
I looked at one of their pictures. I was like, wait a second.
No, were you
Dude,
looking at the UK one?
I don't know. There's too many of them.
There's like
the like metalcore Alethea, the bass player is like 6'9" and like your preppy like high school quarterback dude, but that boy can hold it down on bass. Let me tell you,
no for them bass players.
Wish I could
definitely
say the
doesn't look like
same.
Katie.
Well, you
But
can hold it,
Can't.
I can hold it, kind of.
and you can fall down.
Yeah.
We
Oh
got that show.
my
Yeah.
Oh, we still have that.
You were there, weren't you?
I was not.
This
there.
was at Botterbrew. No,
This
it
was at
wasn't.
Bottlebrew.
I
He
thought
was
he
not
was
there.
there.
No,
Yeah,
I
we
never
were-
worked you guys at
You know.
Bottlebrew.
Let me explain the story too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
Story time.
You know
It's not gonna
how
be funny,
I
but-
know no one gives a shit about the bass player? Bro, I ate the most shit on stage during one of our songs, right? It was like the first or maybe second song, right? And I'm standing, I did some kind of like turn move, and like I just fucking beefed it. I knocked down Josh's amp at the time. It like bent his freaking his lead in
Oh
to it.
no!
Everything got jacked up, right? Nobody saw it. After the show, when I was talking to people, like, man, that was embarrassing. They're like, what are you talking about? What happened? And they weren't
Absolutely
being
hilarious.
nice. They had no idea
Absolutely hilarious.
that I took it to the face on stage in front of them.
Oh.
No one gave a shit. No one saw it.
I knew he
See-
fell because I was playing my lead riff, and then it just went dead. I'm like, where'd the bass go? And then I just kind of turned it on. I'm like, oh, there's Sam. And then that was about it.
I wish I could like recreate that moment from my point of view. Seeing you look back like, well, shit. There's the floor, and I'm gonna eat it.
It's like when
He
Kevin Hart
just
talked
left.
about Shaq falling. It was a multi-stage fall. It was oh, and then he went down.
Sam, I've actually got a story to one of yours. Back in the Indie Kids days, and you can actually still find this video on YouTube if you dig hard enough. We were playing another Hole in the Wall. I think it was some local showcase, and this band before us called Swimming in Jeans opened the show, and we played second. This one guitar player wore his Ibanez RG up to his nipples without tying his cable back and was flailing around like a retarded fish on the dock.
Okay.
So his
One of
cable
those
got wrapped
guys.
around his headstock, and he went to go whip the cable off and sliced his hand on the cutoff of his strings. So there's blood all over his guitar. The kid pukes on stage from the blood, right on stage right where I fucking play. And there's just shit everywhere. So he like cleans it up after the set, or so I fucking thought. Our first song we opened with was Let It Go by Green Day, which they just leaked off the Uno album at the time. That's how
Get it
long
leaked.
ago this was, this guy. And there was a little pile right by the edge of the PA in the darkness that I didn't notice. And right before the guitar solo, I went up for this huge jump. You can see me in the video. I come down and slip, and my feet go over my fucking head, and my back lands in this pile of puke and minor blood.
Oh, wow.
I get up and everything. Of course, I flail around like Angus Young to make it look like part of the show to the
Right.
people in front that could see. And I got up at the end of the song and yelled, "I'm okay." And everyone kind of looked at me like I had a dick growing out of my forehead. They had no idea
Right,
what happened.
Exactly.
No, no one cares about the bass player unless you know their name.
Crazy.
That's all it is.
All right, but they care when they stop playing. Everyone's like, wait, where'd the groove go?
Yeah, this doesn't sound as good. What happened?
He was like, the guitars maybe need to be heavier. They're not tuned down low enough. you don't have
I'm
enough
doing
strings.
any
Let's
lowers.
just have 3 guitar players all tuned in like drop O.
You only play on 6 strings. That's not real metal.
Do not get me started on 3 guitar players from
Here
a
we
sound
go.
guy perspective. Holy shit.
can you mix these ever so that we sound different, even though we're in the lowest tuning
And
possible?
we're using the exact same damn guitar.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
amp.
By
By the way,
Orange
we
Rocks.
all have Axe Effects, and we all run the same Jackson Dinky 7-string model, so $200 from Guitar Center. Can you get us to all cut through the mix and watch for all of our solos?
Yeah,
And
all,
I just
all
walk
going on at
away.
the same time.
Yes.
3 solos.
All my solos are going to be in the bottom 3 strings of my guitar.
Harmony pedals. What the fuck are those? We do live harmonies here.
the whole time.
Should check out our new music though, man. I got some bass harmonies going on.
When it ever gets released, man, trust me, I will.
Yeah, a lot of people are waiting on this.
We're never gonna release bass harmonies, man. That's just not
Yes,
this
we
type of
will.
band.
I mean, he'll do bass harmonies, but they'll get edited out by him for some reason, even though he's doing all the editing.
He'll sample his own
well, it's
shit.
because at the end of the day, even though I'm mixing it, I recognize trash is still trash.
Ow.
He
Whatever
just
you
hits-
gotta tell
he just
yourself
hits
to
the
get through
bass
the
button.
day.
Depressing.
Oh my God. Nobody likes me.
No.
Depressing.
I'm referring to in the context of the music that we play. There is absolutely no room anywhere.
I
Ever.
know I've recorded
For
the
bass
bass
harmonies.
parts here, but when I take them home to
'Cause
edit
I've
them,
already got-
I trash them anyway.
Steve, maybe you can appreciate this. I've already got 7 different guitar things to work with to get them into the mix and to fit them all nice.
Hey, I brought it down. Me and
From, like,
Kenny
17?
brought it down from 17 to 7. No, there's actually not as many guitars in this new stuff. It's more there's a lot of keyboard and stuff like that, and then it's all bass drops. It's bass drops.
Dig it.
No, I actually took those out.
It's 808s.
Oh my god, I had a total metalcore kid moment the other day. I was with Colby Alvin over at his studio KLA in Lowell, and he was mixing
Kla.
some. I actually called Koala. You know?
Koalas. Okay.
KLA
Okay.
I like it.
Like it.
Um,
Koala Studios.
Just as a joke. Actually, it's funny. He's gonna hate me for saying this when this comes out, but the way he did his room, it's a rectangle, but he built.
He's never gonna see it.
He built baffling and everything for his speakers, right? So now the room angles at the end where he sits, and it looks like a fucking boat. So now I call the studio the SS fuck off, and I'm still in the process of trying to find a life preserver, and I'm gonna paint it on there for him.
Oh
You should
my
come in with one of
God.
those horns. Like,
But I was sitting there with him the other day, and he was doing mixes, and this stupid low bass drop come in. Like I'm talking, I think it hit at like 38, maybe 42 hertz, and I
So
was
you-
like,
yeah.
"Yo, can I get that?" Oh man,
Good old bass drops.
no, I was looking for like the lowest decibel ever.
the lowest
So,
decibel
like
ever.
that-
One.
You mean negative
Right?
infinity?
Yeah,
what
that's
I'm
like
thinking, like,
audible.
That's muted.
No, like it's audible
You're talking lowest
only
frequency.
by your body. That's it. They're like, I think there's a noise coming out of this. Why is everything vibrating
Well,
on me?
I mean, you can hear underneath 20 hertz, but you can't like when we're talking about note.
I want straight off
That's
brown
what- yeah,
noise.
You
that's what
can't
he's
hear
saying, yeah.
notes. You can't
I
hear
want you to
notes
shit
below
yourself.
20.
Be like, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And you just hit that drop and literally everything
Because there's a
drops.
fucking 12 hertz bass line behind
and then
it, you
immediately
never
the
do
whole
it.
audience looks like Woodstock '99 when they're throwing the mud at Green Day.
You're like, that's mud, right? No.
No. Dude, that breakdown hit and everybody just sort of bent over. It was like, oh,
They're like,
gosh,
damn, they're into this shit.
what did I eat? Feels like White Castle.
Well, then you go to those festivals, all this is fried food and fucking tacos and shit and vegan
beer.
garbage and beer, and then you mix it all together. That's coming out like a cannon.
You talking from personal experience?
No, I'm
or,
just, dude,
That was very specific.
Dude,
That was
yeah.
very
dude.
specific.
If you any long night of binging, post show, you know, generally there's not what you would call healthy food, and any of the places you play, so it's usually pizza, beer, tacos, something fried. You wake up the next day, you're like, ugh.
I feel great.
I feel great. You're like, gotta go to the bathroom, and then it's Pompeii.
Yeah.
So any touring musician appreciates that. It's really hard to eat.
I think
well
we
when you
did
go
that
out.
one time.
Eating
Actually,
well?
no, we did that recently. When we went to Burger King before our last show, and that was horrible.
I try not to.
I
eat
ate a
before the
Whopper,
show
and
for that very.
as a
reason.
drummer, I was just not ready for that entire day. That-
Burger King of any sort before or
I
even
love
after
it.
shows. This
We
is a
should
bad idea.
we should do is do a show and then order like 50 of those Burger King tacos and then just jam them and then go on and see what happens.
Berger King makes tacos.
They
yeah.
did
So
or
what?
do.
Yeah, they fry them. They're fantastic.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, order. They're good. Make you poop, but they're good.
I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm really good.
That was a really bad gassy day.
I like how we went from music to pooing. This
Yeah.
is a very
Well,
wholesome.
I was on
No, it's good.
stage
No, it's good
playing
stuff.
music. And
No,
then,
you weren't
know,
pooing on stage, thank God.
Damn near.
When I
so
see,
hard
like,
for 45 minutes
An
of my
extra
life.
3 or 4 beads of sweat off Kenny's forehead than he normally has. I know he ate before he fucking.
Yeah, we
went
were
out.
playing. We were playing Big Shots probably about 3-4 months ago with Open Your Eyes at one of their hometown shows.
Is this one of those bands with the eyes?
Yeah,
It's Kamran's band. It's Kamran's band.
yeah. Kamran, Justin, Ryan, and formerly Sandra Alba, formerly Christian, formerly
Yeah.
what's his ass from Degrassi. They're on the hunt for a new drummer right
Yeah.
now. Actually,
Ah,
Can we
Kenny.
be? No, we're gonna start a cover
You
band.
lose me, hon.
We don't need you.
We're gonna start Close Your Eyes.
Yeah.
Closed eyes, black eyes.
I'm pretty sure Close Your Eyes is already a
Black
band.
guy.
Time is the eyes.
Black guys. We're gonna start
Ooh,
black guys.
Eyes is the enemy.
But continue, dude.
Hey,
Eyes is the enemy,
Eyes
baby.
is the time.
So
Know
we're
that.
we're playing this show and we always end with the same song every time. And anyway, so we're done and I see Javier like throw his guitar into the multi-stand and start to run off stage. We're like, dude, where are you going? He's like, I got to shit so fucking bad. Like, you don't even know. Like, I don't know. I've never understood that experience. I never eat like a whole lot before I go on stage. Like I'm always, dude, I've always got like a clean butthole when I go on stage, man.
Oh, yeah.
I've never had problems
Dude,
with
you gotta see. There's so many things that people don't realize that when you're performing and you're on your watching side, you gotta have clean buttholes. You gotta have that gold bond.
It's a
You gotta
lot
have everything.
of work.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
It's so
Dude,
So
sweaty up there.
what's your take on drinking before a show?
You know, I will be honest. If I'm
a
playing
Christian.
like
I don't drink. No.
born and raised Roman Catholic, let me tell you about that bullshit. But that's a
Ooh-wee.
different
So
time.
you drink a lot.
No, I have
Coast.
unprotected amazing sex a lot.
Oh,
That's where
high
I'm
five.
at, right? I would if I could. Sorry,
Wait,
Mike
wait,
in one
wait.
hand, beer in the other. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
sound
good one.
effects.
Did he peak? He peaked.
Probably.
Um,
I'm gonna have to edit that shit.
For me, drinking before a show, like, I have played like a couple different house parties and like a couple different bars where I actually had the opportunity to drink. When I get there, I'll have like a beer or two, you know, just to like kind of hang out and everything while I'm watching bands. But I've always gone up on stage either sober or like literally with just a beer or two in me. The first time,
God damn, you scared me.
good job.
That's why I don't have the headphones.
If you didn't see Mike, he dropped his mic. It was loud.
I played a house show about 2 weeks ago, and that was the first time I've ever actually played a show with a buzz going, and it was a very different experience. Like,
oh, yeah.
it felt, you know, for me, like, it felt, you know, good and everything. Like, I was flowing and everything. I was in a really good mood, you know, and everything. But I don't think I could ever see myself drinking and, like, have to go on stage fucked
Let's
up.
go around the horn and talk
I,
about
would say,
this.
I
Go
wouldn't
ahead,
say
Sam.
I wouldn't say fucked up. I think there's
Well,
people
yeah, like
there's
a
people
little
like
bit more
me
than buzzed.
that I
Like
okay,
us.
There's a
You're
good number.
next, Kenny.
There's a golden
We'll go around the
number,
horn.
right? There's a golden number of alcoholic beverages to consume before getting on stage that gets you in the right mindset without being in the wrong
Right.
mindset.
Oh, I got many.
And my number is like, depending on the day and how much I've eaten, which if I'm going on stage, I haven't eaten anything, so never mind, I'm
4?
retarded. It's about 4.
4. Yeah.
Just before 4, I'm drinking the 4th one as I go on stage. Because then I have a little buzz going on. I'm feeling good. I can just get out there and have fun.
Mhm.
And then
That's
fall
why I
on
say
my
it's
face
sweet.
and no one sees it.
That's why I say it's we.
Yeah, like, and then, but as is tradition, me and Kenny are you know, we are that band. Like, oh, Kenny and John are drinking again. Oh, here they go. It's a 10 a.m. show. They're drinking already. But no, usually it's like,
Bloody Marys all around. Bloody
no, that's
Marys
pretty
all
funny. They're like,
around.
God, you guys, they stopped questioning us. Like, why aren't you guys drinking? I was like, I don't want to drink right now. But anyways,
I'm
no,
trying to not
it's like
suck.
5 peaking on to 6.
Mhm.
Like 6 is going on stage, and then usually I'm hopped up on pre-workout, so it's just
That's
like
why
uppers
you
and downers.
need more alcohol.
Oh, it's
'cause,
fantastic though. I look so jacked on stage. I'm just like,
I'm drunk, but I can't stop.
no,
moving.
but I definitely had the one where we all drank too much, and then we tried to play, and then I get stupid fingers. I'm just like, and I'm just playing stuff. I'm like, I think I'm playing.
To be
well. I
honest,
don't
it's
know.
okay.
First-
You
the
don't have
first
any
show.
mids in your amp. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
no, I don't.
No,
It's all
zero.
treble. Just treble.
0.
Yeah, they're gone. I
The
don't play
first
the minutes.
show that I played with you guys, the first actual official show we played, I think you were there because that was Set to Stun. That was,
Mhm.
yeah, those fucking
It's
guys.
not I set
Oh,
to stun.
yes. Okay,
That
yeah.
show, though,
it's-
however,
it's
I did not
still
know my
Stun to Kill.
golden number.
Oh, yeah.
I had like 8
You were.
before we went on.
Sam was a little bit
Absolutely
nervous.
And
trash.
It was
let's
a
let's
little
just clarify this really quick for anybody that's actually listening. This was at a fucking bowling alley.
Oh yeah. I was fucking
it was
hammered.
Centennial Lanes in Tinley
Yeah.
Park.
Oh yeah, I
It
was
was
so
fun.
sweaty.
The only reason why I remember that day was because we got there first. We were chilling, hanging out, We set up and everything, and we were coasting the rest of the day. Like
Oh
my
yeah, we
drum
didn't have
set
to
was
play till like
set up,
way later.
and then all of a sudden it was just like, "You're on in 5 minutes," and I was like, "Oh shit, I am not sober."
I was like,
I
Kenny, we've been
cannot move
drinking
this-
too much.
I cannot move this drum set right now. This is not happening. That was a terrible, terrible day. It was a lot of fun. That was our first show in a very long time. We had a great turnout. Everybody had a good time. But I just remember sitting at the bar and having someone come up to me like, "Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, that's their last song."
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time they're like, "Oh right," like by the way, you're getting bumped. You're like, "Oh, delightful," and then we go on, and then shit happens. But no, we've had some good shows like that. But no, the
Oh,
drinking
man.
and stuff like that. Yeah, I prefer the sauce. I'm not really. It's like some people like the reefers and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
I can't. No, I don't partake. Not anything wrong with it. If that shit was legalized,
Yeah,
I'd be
I don't
down,
partake
dude.
either. Like I support it. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But I like just don't partake in shows or nothing like that either.
I could not do reefer
I feel like that would. I mean, there's bands that
and
do
then
that.
play.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would just slow me
I-
down.
That would be terrible. I think that would be absolutely terrible.
Honestly, I have so many blue LEDs on my pedal board. I would probably get lost in them, and I'd be staring at my board the whole
Oh my
time and turn into like Scott Pilgrim. Like Scott, you only played
Like-
one note that entire song.
You know how you have
My hand
moments
slipped.
like when you're driving
Mhm.
and you sort of like come to and you're at like your exit, you're like, shit, I don't remember driving.
Yeah,
That's
or,
what I
or
would
like,
feel like.
how long have I not like stared at this highway at 3 a.m?
I changed lanes and everything. What the fuck?
You're like, man,
I feel like that would happen if I
I
was
went
ever
down
high
like 13
playing,
exits.
Mhm.
I'm here.
playing the set. Just I would come to at the end like, shit.
Mhm. We have about 3 songs in our set. Like if we're cruising like an hour set list or whatever, where I just completely zone out. I stand back because Rich, my lead guitar player, is completely stoic when he plays. He'll he'll bob
Yes,
his
he
head
is.
a little bit, but he is so focused on what he does. I turn into Rich, man. I don't move. I give my right hand a break, and I just study what I'm doing. I just coast. The next thing I know, I'm like, oh shit, the next song's heavy as fuck. I actually have to move in this.
I should probably entertain.
Start to finish, go. That's how. As soon as it's like from the first note drops, I just go. I enjoy it. Get all sweaties, and then Kenny's just like, just full of sweat and asthma.
Oh my gosh,
Hey, asthma crew, I feel you.
I have asthma, but think it's not that. Thank God it's not that bad.
that shit's terrible.
And then Sam kind of 8 miles it. Like he's better. He's more metal movement as opposed to rap movement.
Okay,
I
so
don't
now I'm
move like
gonna
a
tell
rapper.
a story.
No,
Um,
it's just you got the
I move a
groove
lot.
feel.
I'm a bass player. I mean, I got to feel what Kenny's doing. I got to feel the song, and that comes out. My metronome is doing that moving.
I'm
It keeps
fucking
me on time.
everywhere.
So
you
now
know
that
stuff.
you've heard Sam's justification, let me tell you an embarrassing story. So
Yes.
there's 2 Star Bar shows. The second one is when it rained. That one was
That
all
actually
around
was.
terrible.
I hate
That
it, but
was,
it was
just
fun.
a year ago. It
I-
just came up on my time hop.
Yeah.
I actually
Yep.
wasn't there for that one.
And then
Oh, yeah,
there
you
was
were.
the
No,
one.
you were off doing whatever the fuck
Yeah.
you were doing.
Yeah,
it was
military
lame as
shit.
shit.
There was
Yeah,
the one
military shit. It was
previous that you
Oh, you're right,
were
yeah.
there for.
Yeah, fuck you and your 10% you get off everywhere.
No, I don't. That I don't use because I'm not a dick. No, that was your first show at Star Bar, of the newest old
Whatever,
roster.
yeah, whatever the fuck that
Of
is.
this
What the
fucking
third
band.
incarnation of
I
We
it.
played
have
the next show there at Star Bar.
And I have, well, we used some of that footage for Last King or Bloodlust or whichever one of
I know
those.
we're all sweaty and stuff.
Yeah,
Actually, it was Skull Crusher.
yeah, Skull Crushers. Thank you, Sam, for being right as usual. Okay,
Cha-ching. It's bad that
He's-
most of the song names I don't know half the time when I write the music. I'm like the one with the beep boop beep boop boop
oh
boop.
man, if people knew what these
Oh,
song
man.
names were before they actually became song names.
I'll give him a hint before you go on. One of them was
Star Wars Dracula.
yeah.
Oh
So
my
we'll
god,
leave it
that
at
was my
that.
favorite name ever.
Anyways,
They changed it to some gay cool thing.
Some gay cool thing. Basically, long story short, Sam is doing a hip hop bump during the breakdown, and it looks absolutely
God.
hilarious because everybody else is headbanging, and you see him like all shoulders, like yeah, like turn
Like,
up, let's get it.
he was getting into it. I wasn't hating on it, but it was just funny. It's like metal, and rap. Or R&B, or whatever you want to call it.
I mean, to be fair,
was into it.
I do that on stage at one point in our song too. Like you just get into it. As a bass player, it's a totally different feel and a totally
Oh,
different
yeah.
groove for you.
I really think it is a bass player thing because I've watched a lot of bass players that we've played with. They all kind of
He's
do a
really
variation of
bonding
the
right
same
now.
thing, while all the guitar players they're standing in one place and they're doing this.
Well,
Not-
we
not
have to
this
I
say
guy.
hope
that-
you can hear this on the mic
Not-
because that's
not-
all they're doing.
Not this guy. Nope.
He's really bonding with Steve right now.
Bass
Like,
players
his line's really
unite.
cute.
Yeah.
You can't bring another bass player in our man den.
Yeah, you
and,
can.
expect us to not have a.
I just
couple
got to, as long as we're belittling
agreeing
you,
points.
and then was like, you're a phenomenal bass player, Steve. I
just
like
do
what
what
you
I
do.
can.
Sam,
How long you been playing bass?
I picked up bass the ass end of my freshman year of high school. So that was I graduated in 2014. So what is that? 2011, I think.
14.
Yeah, I graduated in
Oh,
14.
I
Homie,
forget
I'm,
you're
dude, I'm,
young.
I'm young, man. It sucks.
I always forget that.
Yeah,
Anyways, yeah, but so you've been playing bass since 11?
yeah, since 11.
What
and
year are
I
we
started
in?
playing guitar. We're in 2017.
I've been playing bass since 2017. So
Yeah. Well, like I started off as a guitar player though.
You played in 2016. I mean, you played it.
oh yeah, but I didn't consider myself a bass player because keep in mind I was a guitar
I still don't
player.
consider you a bass player. I'm just
I
kidding.
don't either. Just fuck off.
There was a time you were
The
just going to be a
strings are so
sound
big.
engineer.
The thing is so heavy.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
There was a time where
I picked
We
up a guitar
was-
today and I was like, oh my god, I could like blow you in the wind. You're so light.
Why are you blowing
This thing
guitar?
I
is
was
so
gonna say
dainty.
get blown in the wind. I mean,
Yes.
that sounds
I
kind
could
of fun.
blow you in the wind. It's like,
Kinky.
oh,
I mean, hey,
Mm.
That's his
20 bucks,
T-shirt.
20
That's your
bucks, baby.
T-shirt, dude. I'll blow you in the wind. Okay,
yeah.
Sam
Oh.
shirts.
Sam sure.
Just like the other Sam shirt is
Shit
the
that Sam
industry.
says. The industry just quotes the industry.
the industry.
And just to replug a
bass
segment, we're
industry.
gonna still do things to Sam that Sam doesn't want done to him. Don't you forget, everybody, at Woodstock 4, September 2nd. If we get 40 likes or shares, Sam gets to be choked out by a jiu-jitsu professional. And if we get 500, Sam gets kicked in the dick by a jiu-jitsu professional. 500 likes or shares.
It's
It is
gonna
still
be-
out there.
It's gonna be
In an
so
upcoming
good.
segment, do things to Sam that Sam
Have
does
you-
not want done
have
to
you
him.
ever
I'm
heard
gonna
of-
go home and share your band page tonight, and I'm just gonna watch your likes just skyrocket. Actually, there was Mike Yorks, which I met on the Scar Seal in Time tour right before they left because I did backing bass tracks for their recent tour and everything. He used to be in a bunch of different ska bands back in the day and everything, and he's got his current band, which I think is like a ska alternative mix, and they have a thing. If they get, I think it's like 4,000 likes by the end of the year, and they're only like 200 away. I forget the name of the band though, but Mike is going to tase his singer if they reach the 4,000 likes. So
Alternative.
Have you ever heard of shameless promotion?
Dude, that's we're like I said, musicians are the prostitutes.
Oh yeah, we're
Of
whores.
the
All
world.
of us. We're a bunch of whores.
All of us. We're just
Yes.
want attention. What do you want us to do? How you want us to dress? Okay. And we'll do another shameless thing. Our buddy J Mitch plays games. Yeah, he's the whore of Mixer. So he
man.
does a lot of game streaming, but yeah, he does
Got a
things
contract
for money.
with Microsoft. Like he's doing well,
Yeah.
but
no
he
kidding.
would just
Making
make
them
10
Mixer
times more money
money.
if he was on, gamersluts.com or
Yeah.
something like that.
It's a true story. Side note: there apparently this is a nice. They're getting inundated with porn bots, and one just was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Who the fuck is this?" So I had a conversation with it. It was hilarious. Mostly, I talked about the Aryan race and everything like that with them, being that I am an Asian man.
naturally.
I bet you was confused, and it responded all crazy. They're like, "Oh, that's cool. All right. Hey, if you come to Gamersluts.com," I was like, "Sweet. Did you hear about the final solution?" And like, it would just respond with stuff, and it was
Absolutely
life
terrible.
with porn bots.
Good times.
That's
But
another-
don't
that's a
forget,
John
September
segment.
2nd, Woodstock 4. 40 likes. Sam gets choked out by a jiu-jitsu professional. 500 likes and or shares. Gets kicked in the nuts by a jiu-jitsu professional.
I'm just gonna go home and click share.
And share.
No, they have to be unique.
It's
likes
gonna-
or
I'm
shares.
I'm gonna
It's
make
gonna
500
be-
bot
it's gonna
accounts,
happen
and I'm just gonna have a like time
It's
at
gonna
the
be
end of
500
it
little-
with no friends and one profile
Okay.
picture. Share.
Not to
share,
stereotype
share.
or be offensive, but there's gonna be like 500 little Asians over in fucking China
Yeah.
typing likes because fucking Steve paid for it.
You're like, dude, this is fit. I was like, man, we got 1 million likes on this for some reason.
gonna
You're gonna
be
get, like just they're gonna
hilarious.
fire stomp you,
It's gonna-
Sam.
it's gonna-
No, 500 or 1 million doesn't matter which number it is. I'm only getting kicked in the nuts once. Oh no,
And once is
not
plenty.
dos.
Plenty
Uno.
o
Once is
nuts.
plenty.
Good and plenties. Those are disgusting, by the way.
Once is plenty.
Never had them.
They're awful.
Yeah.
It's not a candy.
No.
It's just chalk and pill form, kind of. Dude, that's all we do, man. We meander and just go along.
It's-
That's what makes
yeah,
it entertaining.
Every podcast
Absolutely.
has just been this mix of
And
serious and
bullshit.
complete
Yeah.
bullshit. No point.
But it's
to it.
entertaining. Like the people
Today,
that do like, dude, I
um,
just like listening because it's just like one meandering conversation. Then we come back to a serious point, and then it's like bacon.
It's crazy. Today, my boss like pulls me aside. He's like, "Hey, come here, come in my office. I watched one of your podcasts," and I was like,
Gotcha, bitch.
I was like, "You watch what?" He's like, "Yeah, I searched for your name, and then he had clicked on this like drum thing I did. From the drum thing, he clicked on like Last King, and then from Last King, he
Dude,
listened
it's
to
that
the
it's that
podcast,
YouTube tunnel, man.
and he was just like, okay. That's
Mm.
all. I just wanted you to know that I'm watching the podcast." I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
That's fine.
I'm
We,
so
we here at
sorry.
Time is
No.
Enemy don't give a fuck.
No,
That's
the
the
cool thing
thing.
is too. Like, I get a lot of positive. They're like, I really like listening to you guys. You guys are fucking entertaining.
And I was like,
I
"Oh,
was like, good. I was like,
Just
it was-
dumb and bored and have good beer. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Fuck yeah, goddamn it! Where the fuck's Mike McConaughey? Goddamn it!
we got to have him back on here. Everyone loves Mike McConaughey.
All right.
But anyways, let's go back to what we were talking about with the whole
Bass.
mixing and whatnot. Because we went to bass. So let's when you're doing the bass,
The basis.
how much do you leave in or take out when you're using bass wise? Depending. Let's say with your band.
Basically, with my band and everything that came out swinging, it's a lot different because when I started out with Indie Kids in high school, we only had one guitar player, and that was Josh Andrews, and I had to fill a
Remember that guy?
good amount of space. He's a
Broadway still, right?
yes, he's still at Broadway right now, and then he's got his solo project Spineless Heartless that he's doing with a couple other
Is-
guys that he wrote and recorded everything, and he's also in Stop Drop Rewind.
Is he the kid with the perfect pitch?
Yes, Josh
Cool ass
has
kid.
diagnosed perfect pitch,
Cool ass kid.
and it blows my mind to this day.
Yeah,
Every day.
I went in there with my buddy like 6 months ago. I just started playing a song. I was like, "Oh, hey, I know that song," and it was completely obscure, like East Coast song that most people out here don't know. I'm like,
Mhm.
"Wow, are you a fan of them?" He's like, "No, I got fucking perfect pitch." I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I
he's
gotta come in
High
with some
five.
like really obscure death metal that I don't even know. Like this is Kruger Skraker from Schnoofen.
Mish moving."
This is from their first self-titled album, Skrat Patrol.
It's
And then
like,
you're gonna be like, what?
yeah, I know that
we,
song.
we serve it with bratwurst.
We serve it with
The only way you get this, you
And
must
sauerkraut.
sacrifice a goat. You're like, oh, okay, cool. How did you know that? But anyways, continue.
fucking lamb
So-
shakes.
Being an indie kids, I mean, we were just a little like just pop punk project in high school. We were just a bunch of kids that we knew like Green Day songs, and we played. Oh God, what is that song? Never mind, whatever, some punk cover. But anyway, we only had one guitar player. So being a bass player, and I listened to like a lot of Flea growing up, a lot of like Mike Dirnt, and of course Mark Hoppus because that's what we were into and everything. And I learned very quickly to abuse the living shit out of the major scale because that's what everything is in pop punk for the most part, and filled up a lot of space and did a lot of little fills. Now with Came Out Swinging, we have a lead and a rhythm. So when there's time for me to throw in like little fills or like a little groove, and I'll like change up the chords and everything, but I'm still locked in with my drummer the whole time with his kick. But being a bass player for me, when it comes to writing songs and everything, I definitely leave it all in the studio and I leave it all on stage. I don't hold anything back. I'm up front. I like to have fun, and I fill up the space when I can.
Would you say you come out swinging?
It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. Yeah.
Man.
There was one Came Out Swinging dad joke we got to. We attempted, emphasis on attempted, to shoot a music video at our drummer's house, and
Oh, I was
I-
there.
yes, Sam
I
was
remember
there.
that. You're like,
I
you
was
should
there.
come out.
I still have
I
videos.
wanted to go.
Yes, and we may still put those out as a montage sometime.
Okay.
But my drummer just got all new carpet in his huge, like, awesome vaulted ceiling, like living room and everything. And we put down like old scraps of carpet and everything, and we basically threw a house party in the house. We weren't even gonna play. We are just gonna play to a backing track, but then the film crew decided to leave and like bail and everything. So we just literally played a show. And when we were done and everything, we were cleaning up or whatever, my drummer's dad comes out of nowhere and he's like, "Hey, if there's any stains on that carpet, I'm gonna come out swinging." It's like, oh man, the dad jokes just roll. So yes, there was the Came Out Swinging dad joke once, but yes, I've heard it a lot of times. It's like Paul Rudd in whatever stupid movie that is, where he's like, "Hey, slapping a bass,"
Oh yeah,
It just
fucking.
completely ruined it for us.
Which one is the one with the wedding in it? It's him and that getting.
Is it
one with
is it
Vince Vaughn?
bromance or something like that?
It was something along those lines. Shit, what the hell is it?
Slap at the basement.
Like, was it Best Man?
Maybe.
Something like that. But anyways,
Yeah.
But
Something like
you had comments about bass and stuff. And,
No, because he was talking about
Here we go.
now in his new, project, or not new for you. You've been doing it for quite a while.
Yeah.
That he doesn't have as much room to move, and pretty much locks in with the kick of the drummer, right? The kick drum. God, I wish I could do that. I wish I could be you and be in that band and do that.
Dude, I
Because
grew up.
Kenny's kick drum, it's phenomenal, right? But I never know what the fuck he's about to play. And we got times, right, when we go to like
Yeah.
breakdowns or anything, like it's completely unscripted. He'll do something he doesn't usually do, and I can follow him because we have that kind of synergy. I guess that's why part of the reason why our rhythm works. But every other time, I'm just like, bruh, throw me a fucking bone here. What are you doing?
Recordings are consistent. Live,
It's like,
not so much.
It's like, what was that one I had that you were even mad at? Was that one of our new ones?
It was one of the
that
new ones,
one of our
yeah.
new ones?
Because here's a little fun little tip. I learned how to play it correctly. I'm like, if you fucking change it, I don't care. I had to learn how to play it on the
It's
guitar.
hilarious.
You learn how to play it how you played
So,
it.
It's like da 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 da. So
Fucking
Yeah,
drummers,
yeah.
dude.
He just gave me a look. For the people that can't see us, he just gave me the bass player.
See, this is
gave
why.
me a look.
This is why I play like pop punk and shit like that. I don't have to think or do math while I fucking play. I just want to play.
So 2 divided by 3 times 6. Man, fuck you.
But the thing was, it was not that. It was just da 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 da. He wanted da da da.
Because it,
So
it evened out
added-
the beat, so it had an
made
easy downbeat.
sense, and it wasn't hard for me to do. But because I had played it the old way so much, I was just accenting. I was just da 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 da. And he was like, "You better fucking play that whole fucking."
We had the
thing."
same problem right before we went into studio because we actually got smart and did studio demos before we went in. We just tracked it on his electronic drum kit. And we all bought a Scarlet Solo or whatever the fuck it is and
We've got one of those
and
too.
everything. And we're watching Brandon track and we're like, wait, that's wrong. He's like, no, I've been playing it this way for a fucking year. We're like, yeah, but it's wrong. Like,
You've been playing it wrong for a year.
No, that's the truth.
yeah, it's definitely one of those fundamental things where communication is the number one thing in a band in all forms and sources and everything like that. If you're not locked in with the kick and the kick's not locked in with you, something's gonna sound fucky. You can make it work if you know how and you're tight with everybody, but unscripted shit like that, we all know most of the time doesn't work.
Yeah, we have to be like super anal when it comes.
But
to
when you're a fucking metal band and have no mids and a bass player that's just sub bass, it doesn't matter.
Hey, whoa.
ouch.
Whoa.
It
You
just
right.
ends up sounding like he's
right.
playing every time I hit, anyways.
Besides, when you're playing in venues like Star Bar, you can't even understand the subs. It doesn't matter.
No,
They're
I
so
mean, the
bullshit.
crazy part is, I don't try and play subs, but here's the problem.
Right.
That's the only frequency range that I have that isn't covered up
that's
by
why-
everything else.
That's why usually, especially on the leads or the more leady parts. That's why, you tend to see we try to stay in respective, I guess, frequency ranges. Sometimes it's hard, but then especially when you do drops and whatnot, everything can get.
Everything is
All it is bass drum and
Ready.
guitars, and then
That's what it ends up sounding like.
I'm still in the process of chasing a specific tone. It's
dude, we could say the Periphery tone, dude.
Oh, dude,
that
Adam
dude is
Nally,
holy
get
shit.
good.
Do you know what he does?
Do you know he just left Periphery?
Yes, he did.
He made a deal with the devil to get that perfect tone.
It's not hard. It's in his rig rundown, dude. He combines a just super heavy, it's literally just a fractal bass amp that they have in there, and he runs the B7K as a bit of a boost and everything. But he actually combines his signal with a 6505 model.
Really?
Yes, you can go on Periphery's YouTube page. It's on his bass rig rundown from 2013.
Really?
We'll check it out after
505
we're
is
done.
I'm gonna
expensive.
need to because I've been trying to get. I have 80% of the same shit that he's got. He
Mhm.
Microtubes 900 amp.
What is the
It's
devil?
fucking sexy. Shut the hell up. Actually,
He's
he's funny
phenomenal.
story. He was a guitar player that the very first show they played that they asked him to come play bass on for Periphery while they already had their momentum.
Mhm.
he had never played bass before.
In a nutshell, he
so
is
it's very
a
similar
fucking
to the shit
a
that I'm
third
talking about.
guitar
Sounds
player.
like your inspiration, Sam. I'm
Yeah,
no, like
he's
no
just-
joke, dude. He's like a third guitar player because even the shit he's playing.
To me, he sounds better than their guitar players. No offense to the guitar
Dude.
players in Periphery, but he is like when I listen to their stuff, and I'm not being biased as a bass player, because keep in mind, I was a guitar player, right? And I come from very
Mhm.
different genres. When I listen to their music, I love his bass sound so much, it sticks out the most. I give a fuck what the guitars are
I'm
playing.
right there with
have
you,
no
honestly,
idea.
with Periphery because, like, I'm yes, you can. There's some phenomenal shredders out there, but if you put the time and money into it and you do your thing, yeah, you could shred. But there's just so much more like that. I can only listen to so much shredding. Some people love the super math metal and super,
Mhm.
tech death and shit like that. I can only get down on that for a little bit. If there's not like something that I could just groove to, and it's hard to do it. But no, when I listen to Periphery, the first thing I listen to, well, I've sat with Kenny. I don't even listen to guitar sometimes. I just listen to what the drums are doing and the bass are doing.
And Matt Halpern is an amazing drummer. Oh my god, he's
Tells me
insanely good
orgasming.
drummer.
It's not fair.
I was very, very lucky to go see Periphery the last time they rolled through Chicago a couple months ago. And even though Nolly was not on the tour, which I was very upset to learn when I got there and everything, so I wasn't following him on Instagram and all. I didn't know what was going on. But even without Nolly there, they put on an amazing show and they were very good. But yes, with Nolly being a guitar player and everything, it really helps develop his tone, his style, and everything like that. Because to be honest, if you had any run-of-the-mill bass player in Periphery, it's just really heavy, sub-frequency, just bass hits and everything. It wouldn't add to the magic of everything. Okay, take like his line in Marigold. Kind of simple. It works it out, but then go into like the later depths of the song, or even the other half of that album and everything that he's doing. Yeah, he pretty much is acting like another guitar player up there, but it fills up the space so insanely well. And of course, he has access to all the gear in the world and everything
Right.
and all those tones, but he knows how to use it though. Like you see some of these guys that show up with fractals and different floor controls and all this stuff, and they literally sound like hot trash. It's all about putting the time and the dedication into your rig.
I think it's also an attitude thing or a mentality because to me there's three types of bass players. You've got people that started playing bass from day one. That's all they ever wanted to play. Chances are metal is not the genre they're playing in.
Depends on
Is
what
it-
metal, but I'm right there with you. Yeah,
Right.
most
So
of the songs
they
in my
usually
room.
play some type of funk, slap, blues, something that's more bass focused because they're bass players at heart, right? Then you have the middle ground, which is like 80% of metal bands where they had someone that wanted to play metal guitar, and they said, "Hey, we don't have room, but guess what? You can play bass." And they were like, fuck it, must not be that hard. And you have that certain tonality where they're very, I don't know how to put it, but they think like guitarists, right? Which is something I'm still kind of dealing with myself. But then you have that third category. It's where you've got a guitarist that came over to bass. They were able to take all those skills and techniques they learned on guitar and apply them and think about it from a bass perspective, which to me are some of the best bass players in the world.
I have to agree with you on that too, because the more you understand your whole band, you understand where you sit.
Absolutely.
Be it a lead, be it a rhythm, even a vocalist. There's too many vocalists out there that are like, oh, I'm a fucking vocalist. I should shine. Yeah, we can make you look like shit any day you want. And that's any time that we've worked with someone that's like, oh, blah, 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 I'm exceptional. Remember who's the one you're leading. Like, yes, we need you, but you need us just as much as we need you.
And it
It's a
all comes back to
symbiotic relationship.
No matter what it is. And anyone we work with, I told them, I know you want to get in,
you're cool.
it's I can't play any lead stuff until I have a good rhythm, or I can't play any good rhythms until I have good bass stuff.
Right.
But then it all goes, no matter what I play, goes back to the drummer, which I've told him he can easily change a song up from a pop punk to ska to straight death metal to back to pop punk just like one little bass beat, which is fucking weird.
It's funny how that works. But then, yeah, everything just comes back to, again, communication. That's the key with everything. And, like, I know when I started playing bass, I had let's just call him an acquaintance of mine that told me that I was a shitty guitar player. Because I tried out for this band, and I didn't realize that they wanted a rhythm guitar player, not a lead guitar player. So I was, like, doing, like, leads over, like, their originals and stuff to fill space. Because the other guy was doing rhythm himself. And the bass player at the time just told me, like, yeah, I'm a shitty guitar player. Like, you should just start playing bass. And that's kind of what like sparked my interest. Like I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Maybe I am. Like I don't know. But yeah, that's when I picked up my first bass and everything. I actually had a Digitech RP255, the multi effects pedal and everything.
I think everyone had.
I
one
had a
of
version.
those.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a
Everyone is
version
like,
of
I got the
that.
RP200. Yeah, woo! I'm
Yeah,
like,
everybody had some form of that pedal line.
and then
that
you
family.
grow up, and you're like, wow, this is
Yeah.
shit. I need to get single effects.
And then I would just set it to the bass preset, which is just down an octave, a little bit of mid scoop, no treble, and a little bit of bass. And I would sit there with my Japanese Squier Strat, and I would learn like Pink Floyd bass lines and like Green Day bass lines, and I'm sitting there playing it through my fucking 212, like teaching myself bass before I even had the money to buy it. So yeah, like it's kind of I'm in the same boat with you. Like I'm a guitar player coming over to bass. And granted now, like, I grew up on 70s and 80s, like R&B and disco and all that Stella music and everything is the good old fucking days, as people
Oh, yeah.
will call it and everything. But dude, there's such like a different groove and a different feel and everything to it. So granted, when I need to, I got the groove like embedded in my brain. I know how to do it, but when I need to stand out and be a guitar player and kind of fill up space, it's really easy to flip the switch. It's like Kenny when he's hanging out with certain people. You just flip the switch, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
that simple.
I mean, my thing is that I have a very easy.
I don't know what you're
time-
talking about.
I have a very easy time playing guitar technique shit
Mm-hmm.
on a bass, but 98% of the time, that's not what our music needs.
Right.
So I have a hard time just kind of like stepping back and looking at it from a very different perspective. And it's still a work in progress. I think it's starting to get better. I don't know.
I can't, like, I even when we were just dicking around to see how we could, I can't play metal bass at all. I'm a bass player. I can play jazz and funk. When it comes to metal, I don't know what the fuck to do. It doesn't make sense. As soon as I go back to them, like, okay, this goes here, this goes here. But then when it comes to guitar, that's just one that just, it makes sense to me when I played it like that. But I was like, it's what I always tell. It always sucked any bass player I worked with. They're like, oh, I'm just a bass player. When you put it that way, you are just a bass player.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to it, that
Then you're a
simple,
musician.
that one simple, just da da dun da da dun, that makes the song.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's easy to be a bass player, but it's hard to be a bass player, if I could throw quotes, because there's stuff that even as that, like there's that fine level. I'm like, even when we were recording, I'm like, yeah, that's good, but I need you to do more. Like what? I'm like, I don't know. I can tell you how to do it on guitar wise, but I don't know how to do it more in bass. Like that's where my bass knowledge stops.
No, the hard part is do more. Okay, well, you do more, and then it's way too much.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it's
way
like
too
do
much.
more as a bass
So then
player.
I'm like,
but not a
okay,
guitar
well,
player.
then let me like tone it back. What you need to do more, man. What the fuck are you doing? I'm
There's a very
Ah!
there's a very fine line that us bass players walk sometimes, depending on style. Trust me, I've been there.
And then you got a
Hard.
drummer that just hits things less or more.
Or do you got those bass players that listen to, and I love these two fucking bands, but bass players that listen to nothing but Red Hot Chili Peppers and Rage Against the Machine and just want to slap over
So you
everything.
mean yeah, I have to slap the bass as hard as possible the whole song? Cool. But I mean, if that's the style though. That's almost like a post funk rock.
Yeah, but Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, Flea was one of the biggest parts of that band.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
You
yeah,
guys
no,
listen to any of
dude,
their
by
songs
far.
and the
the
bass. is
guitar
just
play is
like,
pointless. Like he can rip, but I was like, no, you got to have that bass line was made.
It's like
of-
those
Absolutely.
studio guitarists that all they're really doing is like on a background of like reggae songs. They're doing the jen, jen, jen,
Oh yeah.
jen,
Mhm.
jen, jen. No one gives a shit, but it helps fill out the
Mhm.
song, where the bass takes over as that lead role.
Mhm. It's funny though, like if you
So
listen.
you're the cha-cha-cha.
Well, he goes cha-cha.
You're in the back. No one gives a shit, but you help with the song.
You know, anytime that a guitar's not playing, he has to be playing something. That's the rule.
Okay, sorry.
Did you
Keep
say
going.
anytime the guitar's not playing something?
Yeah, you need to play something.
So I've never
Since when
played
does that
anything.
happen?
Yeah, right. I don't play
Me too.
anything.
See, that's the thing. I was like, yeah, you're like, oh, what makes you melodic death metal? I was like, when we're not playing, the bass is doing something.
Nuh-uh. There's one of our new ones where
No, he's still playing.
no,
He's still
not.
the lead. He's still the lead.
He's still not. He's not playing though. It's like
Which
four,
song?
4 measures. Azrael.
Wow, 4 measures.
No, he cut that out. He's like, I don't like the intro. We're gonna get.
Oh
rid
yeah,
of
that intro was terrible. You didn't like the intro. It was awful. All of us
No,
were
just
awful.
because I played it like shit that day.
I mean, yeah, we gave you free reign. We could do whatever we
That
want.
was right before I I got my new bass and new stuff, and I started actually really diving into
Sorry, it's 2 measures
sculpting
now.
a tone.
It was 4
got
measures.
you.
Now
No,
it's
I
2.
meant
So-
physically, like as in if I'm not playing a note for like a half second, boom, he's in, and then we come back out.
Tag out.
There's
Tag
tag
in.
in, tag out, tag in, tag out.
So instead of having a noise suppressor on your board, you just have a bassist.
And it's like, dude, I'm like,
pretty much.
Did I not play something there? All right, figure it out.
I figured it out.
Exactly.
I'm not playing a note there. And then we're talking about recording stuff. You're like, I like playing with the major scale. I'm like, major scale? Like, I don't think, have we wrote it in a major scale in a while? That one's an A.
There's portions of a lot of songs we do that have a major portion, just like your normal key.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we don't actually have a major written song.
Someday.
I don't know.
I don't know. Usually it's in a minor or some sort of like
Yeah.
weird shifted
Dissonance,
major.
Extra 7th.
Because they're like, I'm like, oh, I can, I'll flat this fifth instead. You're like, what?
The
We're
thing is,
like
like
the-
you're playing metal. It's supposed to be angry and aggressive. Like anything major scale is normally like,
Well,
hey, happy, I'm a blow
well,
sunshine.
which
on
is-
you."
correction. We play melodic metal, and there's periods where like the third transition in a fucking key, it's like that major.
I want it super
tonality.
happy. But if we didn't have the drums, that's where like melodic death metal
Yeah.
goes on that fine line. There's always that one thing that says, "Oh no, we're still metal," but
Wha-
that's exactly it.
The other crazy part is I used to have this idea, and I think they all shared it. Our old music, if you really listen to it enough and you listen to how we play it, it might be in a minor key, but it was always so freaking happy. Like if you
Yeah.
listen to the rhythms and like the way we do things, we're playing in a minor key, but if you know our music and you like it, cricket, it was just so happy and upbeat. And I'm listening to it, I'm like, God, this is like almost pop music. But then like the average person who's never really listened to our stuff, they're like, wow, that's really angry. And I'm hearing it a completely different way, just
fine
from
line.
the the major exposure I
every
had to it.
verse.
Even your
was
guys'
in
music,
minor, and then every
there's that
chorus was a major. It was weird.
There's a fine line that all takes a little tipping point by one of the instruments, and it puts you in a different genre.
Absolutely. And see, that's where like Rich really comes in. Like mainly Rich and Javier do a lot of the writing in our band when it comes to music wise and everything. And I'll contribute, like, hey, maybe we should try this or, whatever as like an outside source. But we only have one song that's actually written in a minor key, and that's Made This Life My Own. That's like our heaviest one and everything. It's a much different feel and everything. But then even with our other songs, like when it comes to like the breakdowns and all that, like Rich has a metalcore and deathcore background. Then you have Javier, which on one side he's like Green Day and everything. Then on the other side, he listens to like, Wage War and Issues and stuff like that.
Like breakdowns.
Yeah, exactly. So like the breakdowns and the kind of heavier but still melodic side of it. So you really do get a good solid mix of everything. But yeah, like you were saying, everything can be, sounding super angry and whatever. But if you have like that kind of like poppy, like groovy beat and everything, it's a really, really good, I like the term, basically like contrast of mood and everything. It really kind of breaks the song out. You're not just listening to another, like the next track on the CD, like, oh, this sounds the same as the last one. Great.
Yeah, and it always sucks too when you're like, oh, it's the same. Oh, there's a little difference. Okay, we have a pop question here. Not pop. Let's see, it's a question that's gonna pop.
A
Ooh.
punk pop
What's your
question?
top 5 bands? It doesn't have to be your favorite. What's your 5 bands you're listening to right now?
Oh my God, are we talking like local? Or
No, just it
nationals?
could be just what you're listening to. Period.
What's on your phone? What's on the
Let's
radio?
say nationals or someone that people may or may not recognize.
Right now, there is an awesome regional that I just reworked with again the other night, and they blew me away. I think it was about 6 months ago when I worked with them at Bonnaroo. Nanashi. They're out of Minnesota. They are a melodic hardcore band.
Okay.
And they absolutely blow my mind. Really, really aggressive, really angry and everything. But like the stuff on the new album, or the new EP technically that they just dropped, they kind of they dial it back a notch. A little more melodic, actually like some clean like choruses and all that. They are really, really cool. I do dig them. Other band I listen to right now are some local guys in End of Anarchy, which you guys need to get out and see this band. I was working Star Bar
I think I've
with
heard of
them when I
Do we
met
go to one of
them.
the shows before with
Yeah.
them, or do we play
Yeah.
with them? I feel like
They
I know
sound
that
really
band.
They
familiar.
are
They sound really
like if
familiar.
you close your eyes when they play, especially their main single, "The Ripper," it's completely like early Metallica's thrash to a fucking T.
I want to open my eyes.
Eyes set to open.
Continue, man.
But this band, they're a really, really young band. Actually, Tommy, the lead singer, I don't know about everybody else, but I know they're young. Like he's still in high school.
Wait, what's the name of the band again? So, dude, I'm terrible with names. I'm
know.
running through bands in my head. We
End
played
of
with.
Anarchy.
Is it a bunch of Mexican dudes?
No, that is that is like Innocent Times.
There we
those
go.
dudes are awesome too.
Yes.
Yeah, because no, dude, literally, like some of the shows we've been doing, I was like, it's a bunch of Mexican dudes. Like, that's cool. I was like, you think I'm Mexican? He's like, yeah, we thought you were Mexican. I'm like, I'm not. And then that's
Yeah,
Bing bong.
the Ardent and I believe like Innocent
The Ardent,
Times
that's the one I
are-
remember.
Are like the big like two like Mexican.
they're
metal
super
bands
young
around here.
too.
Yes, they all are. I think Sergio and the guys in like Innocent Times are a little bit older, but yes, Ardent is very very young. But those guys are definitely out making moves in the Chicago like metal and metalcore community. But they are really really awesome. But yeah, End of Anarchy just blows my mind. Another local band that I've been loving lately and everything would be Tiny Kingdoms. They signed to
And we're back in. Yeah, sorry, we had an audio jump real quick. Go ahead, man.
That's weird. Another national act, a national act that I've been really into, of course, is Wage War. I have not been able to see them live, unfortunately, but again, like the whole like metalcore and post-hardcore and all that, it's not like my favorite genre in the world. But this band has really, really turned me on to them. Just really aggressive, really heavy. Anyone who's a fan of any kind of modern metal or anything like that should honestly check them out. They got 2 albums out now. The other one they just dropped, I believe, a couple weeks ago. But they're an awesome band. They were on Warped Tour the past 2 years. They just played, I think it was Bottom Lounge with like Gideon and a couple other bands there or whatever.
Wow, Gideon's still a band. I
Yeah.
haven't heard stuff from Gideon in a long time. I don't even know any of their stuff anymore, but I know Gideon.
Yeah, Gideon's still around. And of course, on the pop punk side, I have to show some love to the Wonder Years. By far, my favorite band, hands down.
I don't know who that is, but I'm not hating because I don't know who that is.
No, you're cool. They are a pop punk band from Lancaster, PA, and they've been active I think since 2005 or 2006. And they started off like as like a joke with their first album. Like they didn't care about like music or what they're doing or whatever. They just wrote like, kind of that whole like posy pop punk vibe with like just stupid lyrics, all this good stuff. But now, like they're actually like taking it serious ever since the second EP and. The amount that they have matured and everything they have gone through and everything, like these guys are getting up in their I think like early 30s now and everything, but they're still killing it to this day. But by far my favorite band.
You
What
wouldn't
you
know
saying?
they were that old, by the way.
No,
What
How
about
about how
you?
they look?
So
with how they
what-
act and how they write.
What's some of
no.
the bands you're into right now? We'll wrap up this last thing.
Have
with
you guys
some,
heard of a band called
influences.
Time is the Enemy?
Yeah,
Yeah, they suck. They're terrible.
They're fucking
Their singer and
horrible,
guitar
man.
player is
fucking
awful.
United Nations with guitars.
Yeah,
dude,
dude,
Jesus.
it's like Donald Trump with a guitar in his hand.
Did you see he looked at the eclipse with his own fucking eyes and no glasses today?
Because he's hardcore.
He's not scared.
yeah, he's scared.
He's scared.
Yeah, he's scared.
That's my president. He ain't scared of no sunlight.
To be honest with you, to answer your question,
Or you don't even know anymore.
I don't listen to music like I used to, which really sucks. But it comes down to the point where like I don't have the time I used to, which is a bullshit excuse because I drive to work every day. I've got a radio, everything else, but all my attention and focus has been on this freaking band and my work and everything else that I've got going on.
Keeping that mustache pretty trim too. That looks good.
Yeah, he's got an epic mustache. His beard's man, but his mustache.
Yeah, the mustache comes in really well. The
Getting
rest of
curly
it
shit.
is a little iffy. I got that like West Virginia, I can't grow a beard, but it's still a beard? Question mark.
What about you, Kenny? Any kick you're on right now with any?
I am still on a War of Ages kick, and then I listened to Trivium, like old. I went way back, and listened to like all of Trivium.
I remember when I first met you, I kept pushing like listen to Trivium.
That's the thing. I wasn't that I
Trivium.
wasn't,
Yeah.
but I was just trying to be like a certain drummer at that particular time, and of course I always have like Lamb of God on the top 25 most played on my phone.
Well, I've got some new ones I'm listening to. Sam.
First time I ever heard of Trivium, actually, like back in the day, like OG, like AT&T, they had like different music videos and whatnot. I think it was from provided by Fuse or whatever. And I'm probably saying this wrong, but Throes of Perdition or whatever the hell that song was.
Yes.
Yeah, there was,
That,
I
that was
think
that
it
was
out
the
of,
first
yes.
music video
Ascendancy,
I
I
ever
think,
saw
album
by
on
them, and I was completely floored. Like that song, and I think oh god, what's the I forget whatever song is on my iPod. There's that one, and then something about like from the sky, Tears from the Sky, something like that, or whatever it is. I forget the name of that song, but those are the two songs by them on my iPod that I use for changeover music all the time.
Trivium Mind, yeah, their new single they just released is insane. There's just so much going on. I'm
so
like,
much
this is cool.
drums.
Yeah, they went drum heavy. I mean, I don't know what the rest of the album is, but they went super, super heavy.
But
on that.
their
Anything
drummer
else?
left, and then they got their drum tech playing, and he's all over the place.
Anything else you
But
listen
it
to, Kenny?
fits. Who else? I listened to one song, "Rise Up" by Secrets, and that's me crossing all the way over, way out of my element.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't either.
And then the Agnes, still on the Agnes kick, even though we're not searching for a chick anymore.
They're just a good band.
Still a good band. I still like them.
And Sam's eating a cupcake. He's in a cupcake. Right now.
Goddamn right I am. It's just delicious.
See, like, yeah, definitely. I've always been on Trivium Cake.
Yeah, nobody asked you though.
I mean, you're
That
done.
was it.
We gotta go around the
He's
horn.
the host.
You're the host. No
We're
one
out of
cares,
time.
John.
Yeah. I guess I am the
My
full-time
name's
host
Kenny.
now.
No.
No, dude, the Trivium Cake, yeah, they always been on that. Lamb of God, anytime that comes on, you gotta always go with that. No, the ones that are these weird hybrid bands, like Ginger, dude, that blows my mind. I can't believe that comes out of that chick's mouth. It's like it's super, super really good clean singing, and then boom, like deathcore, like death metal vocals.
If you tune
It's
in on the wrong part of the song, you think it's a guy.
JIR. Yeah, it sounds like a guy.
Also,
Sure.
like the ass backwards way of Kellen Quinn.
It's totally
Yeah, where it
ass
sounds like a
backwards.
woman. Yeah, dude, it's
Fucking
nuts.
Kelly.
Good looking chick there. I think from like the Czech Republic or something like that, or Croatia, one of those.
Hell
Awesome.
yeah.
There's some good shit there. I'm trying to think. The one I've always been really, really interested in to see what they're progressing with is 12 Foot Ninja. Like, I can't get enough of them. Just they're a weird hybrid band.
Seems like I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Yeah,
about.
this
man.
isn't even like necessarily metal. They play so many weird. They'll go in through like 5 different genres in one of their songs. Like they have like a salsa thing for their verse. Then they'll go like super like modern metal, and then back into salsa or something like that. They're from Australia. The Aussie people are weird, like with their music taste, dude. They just
Never
have
going to Australia.
no, dude. I love weird music taste.
Yeah.
Slowly crossing
X.
off all of these
Once
places
we
we
start
could have
getting
gone.
video on this, we should just have a map somewhere.
You
And
just
just
start
like,
crossing
well, we offended them.
No, dude, weird is a good in my book, dude. If you come outside of the standard, I mean, weird is like what keeps pushing any genre.
I mean, to be fair, I guess when your toilet's like flush backwards, like you're probably gonna be weird in some other form.
True.
Yeah, everything's backwards. Why are you driving on the left side of the road? That makes no sense. It's America.
It
You
doesn't.
drive on America's side. You're like, what does that
Hey,
mean?
America, I tell you what.
No,
And
but it's,
offended, no.
you're like, and America's crossed off. We can't play in here.
Skate, motherfucker.
But anything else you'd like to promo or add, Mr. Steve?
It's pretty much where I'm at. If anybody's actually listening and you are a chick and you like pop punk, Came Out Swinging is looking for a vocalist. You can find us at cameoutswinging.bandcamp.com, Facebook and Instagram at Came Out Swinging.
Y'all got one of them tweeters?
We do not
We
do
got
the
a
Twitter.
Twitter.
Twits?
We do
No
we,
tweeters?
No,
Dude, we need to
no-
get into a
no
Twitter
What
battle.
about some Pinterest?
Like, we should just start hating on each other on there for no reason. You should get on Twitter. Like, you guys suck. You're weak. Yeah, you think you're real metal? Like,
I mean, I'm in.
dude, the twit wars are hilarious.
Seems
Like,
like yeah,
twat
and I
wars.
would like totally mean it.
Yeah,
Especially
sure.
when
I've only tried to be on Twitter like 3 different times. I've made and deleted an account. I'm like, this is
I just
dumb.
post stupid shit, usually about like tacos.
Something like that.
See, that's
Yeah,
that's my
damn
fucking
tacos.
Instagram.
I it's food pics, band pics, car
Dick
pics,
pics.
all dick pics. Kenny's all dick pics.
That okay, hands down.
Here we go.
That is really quick segment. Dumb shit you've yelled at shows. I am that guy that's out in the crowd when bands are plugging themselves. Like, yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm the guy that yells Pornhub, and they say Pornhub, and they're like, wait, hold on, no.
Dude, that's that one artist. He's like a comedian. He boomed because of that. He put his music video on Pornhub. I wish I remember his name.
King 810 just released a video on Pornhub too.
Yep.
Or now, are they King A10 or King finally? I don't know how to refer to him as.
Well,
anymore.
I think it's actually King 810, and I always say it wrong. I'll probably get my ass beat by Travis and the rest of the guys in the crew.
dude, that Alpha and Omega is probably the heaviest song I've ever heard so far. There's like nothing to it. It is so fucking heavy by them. But anyways, anything else you want to plug? Any shows coming up or anything like that?
Nope, nothing at all. Just studio stuff and reworking and everything.
If you like strapping lads with beards, you can come see Steve Moore's
If you
his
like
next show.
blowjobs,
Don't
See,
see Sam because Sam
Sam.
apparently likes to blow things in the air.
No, blow in the wind, not in the air.
Yeah.
there's a difference. What is a breeze?
In the industry.
Oh God.
No, you don't get to say that. We only get to judge you on that. Tell us about the industry, Sam. But anyways, once
No,
again,
don't
thank you
tell
for
us.
listening.
We're done. We're out.
Please like and share, subscribe. One of those things. Or you could hate and share. Just do something to it.
Hate.
I mean,
Please
Is
hit
there,
the
is
dislike
there a
button.
hate
Love
button on
haters.
YouTube?
there's a thumbs down.
Look, I would
Thumbs
rather
down.
I would rather you hit the dislike button than to not hit
Yeah, hit a
anything
button.
at all.
Leave some terrible
Tell us
comments.
that you don't like it.
Anything like that. But you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at official TITE. Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, facebook.com/timeenemy. Also, we're on them Instagrams. Make sure to check that. Official TITE and them Twitters. Just repeating ourselves so you don't forget. We'll be at Woodstock 4 in Knox. Check out online. We have the flyer up showing where it's located because I don't know the address off the top of my head. Where's that paper at? Oh, here it is. Found it. So it's going to be Saturday, September 2nd at Withogan Park in Knox. Music starts at 10, ends at 10 p.m., and then we'll have artists there 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then an ongoing segment. If we get 50 likes, Sam gets choked out by a jiu-jitsu
No,
expert.
It was 40.
Nope, now I was helping you out.
I will take the 50.
Oh, okay, 40. Sorry, yeah, I'm thinking ahead. That 500, that's the number that I'm shooting
Consistency,
for.
man.
So
Consistency.
500.
It's gonna
You got
happen.
to get that 500, guys. I want to see Sam get kicked in the nuts.
Jacob
Let me see
said
you get 500.
There will be slots of time that need to be filled, and I guarantee you, I'm gonna get up on that stage and say, "Do me a quick favor, pull out your phones,
And it counts for the
go
whole
to
thing.
this website, and just click share." If you do, there will be a rewarding video of this gentleman here. Raise your hand. All right, motherfucker, getting kicked in the nuts, and everyone will be like,
that'd be
"I
good
want to
times.
see that random guy get kicked in the nuts." Share.
Like, share.
And that's the
But
last
anyways,
time that Kenny ever got a mic on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to get him on. He doesn't
Last.
want it. But anyways, Woodstock 4, Saturday, September 2nd, starts at 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's going to be hosted by John Darnell of Withogan Park in Knox. He'll be the MC for the night. We'll have us there, Tight Talk, our podcast, and Asgard Radio, all on the day of the event, and we will be there live with you. Also, some sponsors there are AR Sound Productions and Cooch, that band or whatever. They're just the
I
real
remember them.
K-U-C-H, Cooch.
They're good.
Get
I
all up
like
in that
shit.
Cooch. But yeah, once again, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. If you
Cooch,
want,
Cuck,
leave a
whatever you
comment,
wanna
and we
take
will
it.
start a Tumblr. Or actually, no, we do have a Tumblr. No, we'll start, what's that dating thing?
Tell me
Tinder.
we don't have a Tumblr.
Oh, we got a Tumblr, son. I got
Jesus
everything.
fucking
We will
Christ.
start a Tinder. If you leave enough
we,
comments,
We have one of everything.
we will open up a Tinder.
and
We're
like
on fucking everything.
one fan.
Yeah.
Who
we
visits every page.
We do have a good amount of fans, surprisingly. But yeah. But anyways, going with that. Also, you can find us on Wikipedia. We're on there too. Not, yeah, we're on everything. So, but make sure to search for Times Enemy, the band, not the album by Quantic.
It's a real historical page.
Yeah, it's a real historical page. It's pretty terrible. It's just like, we're a band, we have people in it. Woo, Wikipedia. So we got to get them Google plays. Once again,
Jesus
thank you guys for
Christ.
listening.
Just-
And yeah, we keep going on tangents.
we have a Google pay. We have a Google Plus.
Do we?
Every kind of Google, we have it.
We have a Google Plus.
If you can't tell, we're a little desperate.
Dude, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and find out y'all got a plenty of fish or something like that.
Dude, we got to corner that market. Where's the, how'd you become famous? Plenty of fish. You know how many dates our band got? 0, but man, we got popular on that site.
Yeah,
God damn.
You never know which guy was gonna show up on the date. Could be talking all three of us.
You never know.
You get every penis size under the sun.
Oh, yeah.
No, they're, all three of them are pretty
No,
small.
they're disappointing.
Real,
But if you put it together, it's like one average penis.
One average.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. And yeah,